Do you ever feel like your money vanishes as soon as it hits your bank account? You work hard, but at the end of every month, you're left wondering, where did it all go? What if I told you that saving money is about understanding powerful, often overlooked principles that can change your financial future forever? I'll guide you through practical strategies to boost your savings, avoid common pitfalls, and build a solid financial foundation that lasts. Understand the each point and importance of disciplined financial habits and be motivated to take charge of your financial future. Don't miss out on transforming your financial life. Subscribe to the Wealthy channel and let's get started. Number 1. The 1/3 rule. Let's understand this by example. Sarah, a freelance designer who made $50,000 in her first year of freelancing but had nothing to show for it. She'd spend money the moment it hit her account, on gadgets, clothes, dining out. By year end, she was drowning in debt. But then she adopted a simple, powerful habit called the 1/3 rule. Every time Sarah got paid, she divided her income into 3 invisible buckets: 1/3 for expenses, 1/3 for investments or savings, 1/3 for future opportunities. By doing this, Sarah built a $10,000 investment portfolio in 1 year. She didn't earn more, she used her money better. Ask yourself, how often do you let emotions decide where your money goes? What if you automated the process instead? Set up 3 bank accounts or sub-accounts today. Automate transfers so the moment your paycheck arrives, it's split into those 3 categories. The less you see, the more you save. Number 2. The stop buying comfort principle. Ever heard of the story of a frog in boiling water? If you throw it into hot water, it jumps out. But if you heat the water slowly, it stays until it's too late. This is what happens when you keep buying comfort. Let me explain. Convenience apps, same-day delivery, and food delivery services are convenient, but they've turned into silent wealth killers. We justify these small expenses by saying, "I'm tired, I deserve it." But what you're really doing is trading long-term freedom for temporary comfort. Try the inconvenience challenge. For 1 month, cook your meals at home, walk short distances instead of driving, and cut out unnecessary delivery services. Not only will you save money, but you'll build discipline, a key trait of wealthy individuals. Remember, comfort is expensive. The more you lean into discomfort today, the more comfortable your future becomes. Number 3. Invest in income-generating assets. First, imagine you're standing at a buffet. Do you pile your plate with desserts first or focus on the main course? Most people go for the dessert equivalent in money: flashy cars, branded clothes, expensive gadgets, before they've built a solid foundation. Wealthy people do the opposite. They prioritize income-generating assets like stocks, rental properties, or businesses. For every dollar spent, they ask, "Will this make me more money?" Robert Kiyosaki's Rich Dad, Poor Dad teaches us the difference between assets and liabilities. An asset puts money in your pocket. A liability takes it out. Don't buy things that make you look rich. Buy things that make you actually rich. Number 4. The 3-year rule for big purchases. That shiny car or dream vacation might feel like the ultimate reward, but what's the long-term cost? Here's the 3-year rule. Before making any big purchase, ask yourself, will I still be as excited about this 3 years from now? Most of the time, the answer is no. Just like the best-selling book, Your Money or Your Life asks, how much of your life are you trading for this item? Before buying that new $2,000 gadget, imagine it sitting in your drawer 3 years from now, unused and forgotten. Instead, redirect that money to an emergency fund or an investment. Think long-term, delay gratification, and invest in things that grow your wealth, not your clutter. Number 5. The save in reverse strategy. Most people follow this pattern. Paycheck comes in, they pay bills, spend on necessities and wants, and whatever is left, if anything, goes into savings. But what if we flip this? That's the save in reverse strategy. Here's how it works. As soon as your paycheck hits your account, you save first. Decide on a percentage, 10% or 20%, and move that amount into a savings account immediately. Think of it as paying your future self first. This strategy taps into behavioral psychology. When you limit available funds for spending, you naturally adjust your habits. Plus, automating savings means you don't even need to think about it. Treat savings like a non-negotiable bill. Over time, you'll build a robust financial cushion. Number 6. Behavioral budgeting. Budgeting often fails because it's rigid and ignores human behavior. Behavioral budgeting fixes that by working with your habits, not against them. Identify emotional spending triggers. Do you shop when you're stressed? Recognizing this pattern helps you redirect that energy, maybe to exercise or journaling. Use specific spending buckets. Instead of vague categories like entertainment, create meaningful ones like family nights or personal growth. Implement the 24-hour rule. If you're tempted by an impulse purchase, wait a day. Often you'll realize you didn't need it. Budgeting isn't about restrictions. It's about alignment with what matters to you. Number 7. Adopt the future self mindset. Have you ever asked yourself, what would my future self thank me for today? The wealthy constantly think about their future selves. Most people live only for the now. They splurge on vacations, gadgets, and meals, forgetting that their future self will have to pay for today's decisions. Visualize your future self 10 years from now. Would they be happy with the choices you're making today? Start a future self fund. Every time you're tempted to spend impulsively, transfer that money into this fund instead. Success is the sum of small sacrifices compounded over time. Think long-term, act now. Number 8. Adopt the future self mindset. You've heard about automating your savings, but let's level it up. Automate incremental increases. Start with 10% of your paycheck. Every 6 months, increase it by 1%. Over 5 years, you'll double your savings rate without feeling the pinch. Behavioral economist Richard Thaler calls this the save more tomorrow principle. It works because it capitalizes on your future optimism while keeping current sacrifices minimal. Small, consistent changes lead to massive growth. Make saving effortless. Number 9. The 10-second rule for impulse spending. Impulse spending is a savings killer. But here's a trick. When tempted to buy something, hold it for 10 seconds and ask yourself, do I really need this? Will this bring lasting value? Studies show that waiting even 10 seconds reduces impulsive buying by up to 30%. Imagine how much you'd save if you practice this daily. You see a shiny new gadget and think, I deserve this. But a week later, it's collecting dust on your shelf. That $200 could have been invested to grow into $2,000 over 10 years. Patience isn't just a virtue, it's a wealth-building strategy. Number 10. Build a happiness budget. Science shows that spending on experiences brings more lasting happiness than material goods. So why not budget for joy? Instead of splurging on luxury items, invest in a weekend getaway with loved ones. The memories last, the item won't. Save for what truly enriches your life, not what impresses others. Saving isn't about deprivation. It's about designing a life where your money works for you. I am creating content specifically to help you master the money game and achieve financial freedom. If this resonates with you, like the video, subscribe, and share it with your loved ones. From the bottom of our hearts, thank you for joining us today. Our wealthy discussion will continue in the next video. Until then, take care.